Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'm Kayla. For those of you who are new to the Death Curse channel, I am the self-proclaimed Slim Jim Queen, Shield, and half-ass editor at Death Curse. For those of you that watch, I am taking over for the evening. Spencer is producing while I take the lead for once. Tonight's guest is a man that I admire due to his passion and his drive and his creativity. He is the creator of AIRITH and the Radarverse, Brian Buvidas. So let's bring in Brian. Hi, Brian.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good. I see you got your Tacos Over Vatos shirt.
Of course. Have to represent. So let me start by saying what I think about this book. I think that this book, AIRITH Tape 2, at this current moment, is what I consider the #1 book to back. As we go through your campaign, everyone here is going to find out why. I can attest that this book has something that will appeal to everyone. The writing is phenomenal. The quality is amazing. I could tell from the first book that you put out and I was sent. The book itself is visually stunning. The color schemes are beautiful. It is 100% action-packed, kick-ass. It's a lighthearted fun that I feel ultimately is the start of you building its own universe. This is not a book that I feel that you can truly describe in any words. This is the kind of book that you dive right into. You let this book consume you. And with that being said, let's get into it, Brian.
Damn, that's I'm gonna record that and just like play that clip. Any show that I pop on, I'll say Kayla's gonna do my introduction for me. Here you go.
Anytime. All right. So let's start by talking about how many people are not aware of how long you have been writing and creating this universe and these characters. You have actually written and published 2 novels, the first being 12 years ago before this even became a comic book. Right. Can I bring them up? Can I share them? You can talk about them while I do it.
Yeah, we can make fun of my first attempts at this.
No. It's a learning experience. You know, people need to see what you've been working on, that, you know, this is your baby. I want everyone to know. And, you know, I'm a woman, so I had to investigate everything. That's just what we do. It's in our nature. So I want to share the stuff that we have here. Give me 1 second. Let me just share this first tab. All right. Let's see if I'm doing this correctly here. Chrome tab. And I think the first one, is it Death of True Love, correct?
Yeah, that's the first, my first attempt at trying to write AIRITH. It was kind of, I was like, how can I wrote a book before this, and it was a pretty big book, completely different project. And I was trying to take what I had for AIRITH, and I was like, oh, the cool thing right now is like romance novels. So I made like a novella with the original story. It didn't do all that great. The writing wasn't, I didn't have an editor. It was just really me just trying to throw some notes together, and it it didn't turn out the way I wanted to. It was a complete flop, but hey, you got to start somewhere. So I went back and kind of started writing it again, going through all my notes, creating a timeline, watching some videos on how to actually make chapters and how chapters connect to another chapter. And then I just waited and waited and waited. And about, 4 or 5 years ago, I got back into it. I said, you know what? I need to write this again. So I started writing it out, and which is the second book. Second book I wrote. What's that?
This the one right here? Am I sharing it? Let me see if it switched over.
No worries.
Did that go? The AIRITH Alien War?
No,
I haven't hit share screen yet. Give me 1 second. Maybe I gotta close this tab, and let me go back to share. I gotta share again, I think. Let's see. Share screen. Okay, so this is my learning process tonight. Forgive me.
You're totally fine.
Let's see. We have, here we go. I think I'm sharing now.
There we go. So then this book, it was a little bit closer to what I wanted. It was more chapters. It had more action. It allowed me to write more about the characters. I did write with an editor, and instead of me staying true to the story, I kind of just let them, write how they said people would read, how they would connect to the characters. So I lost a lot of the rawness in the story, a lot of the dialogue, a lot of the true intent of the book. But it came out, a lot of people liked it. We sold quite a bit of copies, actually. We only got two ratings on it, but it was 5 stars. But we did sell a lot of Kindle versions and a lot of hard copies in it, which was surprising. People liked it, and someone came up to me and said, hey, this would be actually better if you converted this into either like an animated series or a comic book. Well, I didn't know anything about comic books. I've worked with animated stuff before as far as video games. I've worked with animators before. So I said, okay, maybe I'll take like the first chapter and try to turn it into an animated series. I found out that animation is expensive, extremely expensive. So we created an animatic of this first version of AIRITH, which I consider this more the first version than the one before. The one before was kind of, I don't even know what I was doing there. I tried to make it a romance novel, and it was horrible. I'm not a romance writer. I can't do it very well. So we took a portion of this book and created a 7-minute animatic, and that was a completely crazy learning experience. I had no idea how much literally how much work goes into an animation.
I can't even imagine. I mean, what I love about you is that you cover all ends of the spectrum. What inspired you to want to venture into comics with this story? You said animation first. I mean, what was it? There had to be some kind of inspiration where you were like, let me make this a comic. I'm just curious.
So I grew up reading comics. I wasn't like a huge comic fan. I was literally spent more time doing Dungeons and Dragons and Star Wars. But my buddy came up to me, he goes, dude, this totally fits kind of where the comic world is going right now. They need fresh stories. Your characters are more colorful and lively than a book would be able to explain. And on top of it, animation is really expensive. I have a printing background. I've owned a couple of magazines in the past. So just the whole printing aspect of it was easy for me to do. Being able to write a storyline in a smaller sense where the dialogue is the only thing I have to worry about. And then an artist kind of fills that void of having to explain the environment and what's going on. So it just kind of made financial sense. And then the time period wise, it wasn't a 6-month process to do, 4 minutes of animation and then $40,000 later. It was more manageable where I could work extra hours, pay for a comic, and then see how I could test the waters at a very cheaper price, but still visually express AIRITH the way I wanted to have her expressed.
That makes a lot of sense to me. And it's interesting that you said that you were big into D&D, because I can tell that you are great world building, and that is something that D&D does.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, that's I really pulled from, because I played with really kick-ass dungeon masters, and they had really good world building, and I just kind of took that inspiration of what I've learned from the years of playing Dungeons. I never thought that Dungeons and Dragons would be something I could pull from. They say you need to learn algebra, not learn Dungeons and Dragons in high school. So it was really cool to be able to take kind of sorry, it's really dry in Phoenix right now. And being able to take, being able to take like how you would make a Dungeons and Dragons game, but apply it to a comic book. And it really worked out well. And that's kind of how I approached the world building in AIRITH, was how would I board game this in a way?
I love it. So some people write something, whether it's a book or a comic, and that's it. It just stops there. In your case, you are offering everyone a chance to get involved with a unique universe that strives to cover all different aspects and mediums that people can enjoy. With that being said, I wanted to show off your animation, like the animated pilot that you had created for the AIRITH saga. I want people to get a taste of what they are getting involved with and see what you are about through your work. I mean, because you are passionate, you have crazy drive, and you are truly building a universe. It's more than just the AIRITH saga. This is the Rad R verse. I mean, you have a lot going on, and it's impressive. right out the gates. I mean, I am at a loss for words at the amount of things that you are producing and the quality of it. So I'm just going to switch screens here. I'm going to go back over here and share this trailer. Well, this mini animated video, I want to say.
Yeah, it's more. It was definitely like a test animatic of. It was just to test the water bins without having to spend tens of thousands of dollars to see if an animation would work for us. It's still a lot of work to do an animatic.
Yes. Let me go back. I have to share sound. So let's see. Share screen, share audio. Everyone loves how I walk everything through right now. I can only keep it real, people. So, all right. We're going to get into this. Let me make this large here. And we'll play it.
Didn't think it looked like this. Seriously, were all those steps necessary?
You're mostly suborganic, Rafa. And it isn't like your legs would have given out. What the hell did you think it would look like, huh?
Yeah, first of all, I technically only have one good leg. And I don't know what I was expecting it to look like. But, this style, yeah, it's boring. I mean, it's just blocks old Simaga, and well, we got some gnarly Eagle Mountain steel, and oh, of course, we're surrounded by sand. A ton of it. Yep, it's decided. The architecture is actively rude.
Ay, Dios mío, Rafa. Can we worry more about how we get into the bottom chambers without waking her instead of critiquing a 1,000-year-old sandbox?
Yeah, okay, yeah, jeez. But I'm just curious about why we haven't heard any alarms going off. Or why there isn't a storm of Aldova guards just running up to guard Mother against people like us. I mean, that's their job. They're guards. It's in the title.
Mother. What kind of mother uses her children to test her death machine's efficiencies? You know, and what mother kills her own if they don't follow her idea of family? Mother. More like monster. She's more of a killer queen than a mother. Let's just hurry in so I can drive my blade right through her mostly organic brain. And when I do, I want her glossy, black, dead eyes locked with mine, knowing it was I who killed her. I, her custom-made death guard. I want the betrayal to gush through her while she succumbs to death.
Holy Kurt Russell. That was some dark shit. I mean, you may want to arrange some counseling for that. I know a guy, if you like. Whoa, I mean, don't have to be a guy. Girls, I know some girls too. Like, yeah, shut up. Now, where in the French toast is she going?
Are you having a stroke? Because now, of all times, I mean, do you need me to call someone for you?
I seriously need to teach you guys sign language. Someone or a mass of people is here. I can detect a form of bodies approximately 30 feet behind us, and on each side of the passage. Don't move. I'm just unable to see them. Cheese and crackers! Whoa! Okay. All right, so I see you've upgraded with cloaking. Mild applause on that one. Well done. But, I would like to know who in the blessed name of Freddie Mercury fired the first shot. Was it you? Because I swear, bro, he completely missed me. And I wasn't even moving.
I think that was a warning shot.
Get Isabel Ray out of here and meet me at the place. And we can try this again tomorrow.
Hey, but there are only like 60 of them. And just yesterday, I killed like 80 by myself running from the 3.
Damn it, AIRITH. I'm trying to be chivalrous here. Chivalrous. Is that how you say it? I'm trying to be a gentleman and whatnot.
Hey, bite me. Chivalry died when 80 tried to kill me yesterday.
Damn. You got a point. All right, let's just do this my way this time. Please. You tend to go full juiced in a battle. Just save that shit for later. Hey, crazy giggles. You too. You. Just stand back and don't do that whatever thing you do.
Sure, Rafa. Mind getting your hand off my ass first?
Yeah, sorry about that. I was just, I was going for comfort. It's a very stressful situation, and I figured you could use it. All right, who here is ready to be baptized with death by the insanely awesome Skyfire upgrades? That's right, boys. Fully configured with the last of that beautifully engineered ancient technology. Oh, French toast and cheese and crackers. I suggest you all step back. This party is about to get demented, and I mean ozone to the Max Factor style. Sunrise, sprinkle it too.
So, random thought, but I need to talk about it or it will bug me if I forget to bring it up later. Do you remember that after-school TV show I did where that girl who got pregnant by her gang member boyfriend and I had to find a way to keep it from my alcoholic mother?
Wait, trying to think. Was it pre-pop star attempt or after?
It was for sure after.
Oh, yeah, the one where you had to shave your head and tie your eyebrows to look like a confused adolescent who liked to rebel against any type of real parental authority. 1 second. Yeah, what about it?
Nothing, I just remember that the shoes I wore were sweet as F and I wish I still had them.
Are you serious? Sweet? No use that word anymore anyway.
Hey, wait, limited edition. Dead serious.
Good one.
Hey, Rafa. It looks like your brothers are coming to join the party.
Okay, first off, more like stepbrothers than anything. But I was dumped half-built and died out in the wastelands, just like all the other rotting cadavers rejected from mother's birth pods. That was when the creator found me and brought me back to life. It's the same place I found Isabel Ray 2 years ago. Oh, sometimes I think it would have been better if I found her dead instead of the suffering state she was in. Well, note to the creator, finish these upgrades so they last longer than a few minutes. Okay, looks like we have to do this the old-fashioned way.
And what way is that?
Basically, pure badassness and sweat. No tech. I just hope I can take out enough so you and Isabel Ray can get out of here and rush either to the Catalina or the Penelope. Here we go.
I wish we could go back before you knew the real me. The way you looked at me before you saw what I see. It's been so long since I felt something so strong. When you kill for an
All right. That kicked ass. You cannot tell me otherwise. No one in this chat can tell me otherwise. No one is going to say otherwise. So, see if everyone can hear. Brian, I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that was real minimal of what we wanted to do. So that's like, I mean, it was an animatic just to kind of do, we were going to use it to pitch some networks. And then we learned what animation cost was going to be. We said, nope, we're going to go comic book.
Yeah. I think, though, the more people that back this book, though, you're going to end up with more of that animation, I feel like. You know, that's what I think. I know you have the video game that you're going to work on, too.
Yeah, we got the video game. And the cool thing about the video game is we can use all those graphics for an animation. So it's killing two birds with one stone right now.
So what is the Radiverse before we get into your Indiegogo? Tell us about it.
So the Radiverse is like, it's the AIRITH universe. So anything that's within the AIRITH universe goes within the Radar universe. Radar stands for, which is based off of the video game, which is really awesome, Death Races. But we just decided to use Radar as everything for AIRITH. So if it's the video game, if it's the card game, if it's a book, if it's the animation, it's all within the Radiverse. And plus it just looks silly, and that's kind of the way we're going. We just want to be silly and have fun with this. So that's the Radiverse is AIRITH.
I love it. I love everything you got going on. I mean, I was sold reading the first book, and when I read Holy Kurt Russell, because everyone on this channel knows how I feel about Kurt Russell. He's like one of my gods. And I love that you took pop culture icons for music and movies and found a way to put them into this universe. It's amazing, everything that you've created. And I know you had mentioned on another stream, everything was inspired by people and elements of your real life. So it's mind-blowing. Like
yeah, just taking people that I grew up with and just turn them into fictional, extremely exaggerated people was fun, because now I have friends that are involved that, you know, they give me ideas. They go, hey, remember that time we did this, or remember that time we went out and this happened. And it just gives me content, and it makes it really easy to create. It's really easy to create new characters because I already have the personalities done. So to make a new character, I go, okay, that's my buddy Mox. Let's create a character Mox. What's his personality like? Well, he's really crazy. He's a former crazy rock star, which is true. His band was the second band besides the Doors to be the house band for the Whiskey A Go-Go in LA on Sunset Strip. So I took his years as I mean, rock star wouldn't even explain how much of a rock star this guy was. He was doing strip teases on stage. He would get on top of guys' girlfriends and lap dance them while getting, strip teasing down. And the funny thing is the guy is gay as shit, but he was always like he was always lap dancing girls and pole dancing on their tables. And it was like, the guy just took Rockstar to a whole nother level. So I had to create a character based off of him.
I think that's awesome. Let's get to the Indiegogo. This is what everybody needs to see. So let's share another screen here. All right.
Ryan, there's a lot of blood there. He's saying he's been to whiskey. Yeah, it's an interesting spot.
All right. What should we go over first? Do you want to play the trailer? I know you're probably sick of it. You've been playing it a lot, but we can do that. Whatever you would like.
We can just go one by one. The trailer, I think everyone, if they haven't seen the trailer by now, then I don't know where they've been. everybody's watched, and then everyone gets lost once the Spanish kicks in. So we can skip that part and go right into the campaign. Kind of just explaining what we're doing, where we're going.
Let's see. Campaign showing. All right, let's go into the campaign here.
All right.
So, holy shit, you got a review from Eric D. July.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice this. So
yeah,
I mean,
I just pulled when I sent him my comic book. I didn't know. I just sent it in hopes that someone would read it and maybe email me saying either stop what you're doing or continue what you're doing. I know, Oliver, I'm sorry, man. We'll get to more Spanish later. So I didn't know that he started doing an unboxing show the week that I sent him the comic, and I'm just sitting in my bed going through the phone, and people are messaging me, hey, Eric July just mentioned your comic. Eric July. I'm going, what the hell? So I pop on and he's doing a live stream. And he's showing the damn comic and he's saying, this looks fucking awesome. This. And I'm sitting there going, this is our first comic. And this dude who's been reviewing comics and been reading comics his whole, the dude lives comics. That's his thing. To even say that this is good was I've told people before, it was the validation that I needed to say, okay, I'm doing something right here. And I just had to take what he said when he first got the book. And I mean, it's a typical Eric July comment too. So
I know. I love it. I mean, he's a truth speaker. He speaks
Yeah.
the truth on a lot of things.
yeah.
So let's keep going here. Do we want to
And
read through this, or we're going straight through to your product?
So we can go to the product. Yeah, the box that you just scrolled past, that's the box, that's the new box that the comic's coming in.
All right, give me
everyone
one
got
second.
No worries.
The basic one here, high standards. Let's start with basic.
Okay.
Actually, when I go down, well, this is the box that you're talking about, and tape 1 was the box like this.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can see this. Great packaging, high quality packaging. I mean, it's even designed in the inside.
Got to have the double rainbow death punch there.
You have to. That sounds like my finishing move in a video game, like if I was a Mortal Kombat character.
That is the 4th time someone has said that. They're like, if I had a finishing move, it would be the double rainbow death punch. Like, that's awesome.
Add that in the video game. There you go. Yeah. Finishing move.
So the second tape, we wanted it to be a little bit more grungier looking because the soundtrack that we're doing for tape 2 it's more heavy metal compared to the kind of rock 80s rock that we did. But our artist Nicholas, that's a tape I remember recording stuff on in like the early 90s. So I sent him that tape and he just duplicated it, turned it into the box art we needed. And I'm like really excited to get my hands on when we get the printed test going. Can't wait to show that off.
It's going to look great. I have complete faith after getting tape 1. So I can attest to the quality of all of your products.
Yeah, and that's the one thing too, is we make sure not to nickel and dime what we buy when it comes to the products. We want to make sure I always look at it this way. If I got that, would I appreciate the quality I got? People will try to pass off lower quality stuff. A good example is look at the guys from 656. All the stuff that they have offering in their packages is top quality stuff. The Polaroids that they're doing, they did that first. They're doing real Polaroids. The quality of print they're doing is high quality stuff. Those guys aren't pissing around. And you're seeing more and more of that where the basic stuff is the top quality. And I really like seeing that, especially the guys from 656. They offer multiple variant covers. Most people charge you to even get a variant cover. They keep it at the same price. So it's really cool to start seeing more people care about the quality of the product that they're presenting, because it's not just about the comic anymore. It's more than that.
Exactly. And you're going to get more customers for your base too. And you're going to grow more of a foundation with good price points and amazing quality. You can have a book that costs so much, okay? And someone can invest in it. But then when you get the quality, you could be disappointed in the book.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, all right.
Right. You chalk it up to like marketing costs too, because if you present someone with a really high quality product, the chances of them sharing it and talking about it just skyrocket. And if they get 2 people to buy your product, you've made your money back tenfold, because you're not paying any marketing costs for those extra 2 people. So, and it's a domino effect. So I'm really glad that people are, look at Sovereign Wolf. That guy packed everything in that box. That dude said, I'm going to make a badass product, a badass story, and then pack it with really badass stuff in it.
Let's take a look here. Let me know if I'm scrolling too fast.
No, you're good.
So this is your cover here.
Yeah. So the cover, the logo, we're going to do a gold foil on the actual logo. I'm trying to get a sample as soon as possible so I can throw it up on the campaign page. And it'll be embossed, so it'll have like a texture to it with a nice gold foil on top of it.
Scroll down. I wish my screen was bigger. I feel like it's not big enough to show everything off. This I loved. Do you want to talk a little bit about this picture here?
The Champion Halls of Badasses. Yeah, the Hall of Champion Badasses. Yeah, so this haul is part of the glitch. The glitch will be a big part in the comic as we go further along in the tapes. But the Hall of Champion Badasses is all the famous people from 80s and 90s, as if it's music or if it's movies. It's thousands of these statues that go down this long hall that end with Freddie Mercury. In the Radishverse, they get signals from parallel worlds, and one of the worlds is Earth. So they get all these movies, and they think that the movies are real life, that's what's going on the planet. So they've turned these movie stars and stuff into gods. That's why you hear Rafa saying, "Holy Kurt Russell, holy Freddie Mercury," because they literally treat these as deities. We're throwing in the next issue 3. We have a statue of Selena from, back in the day, a big old like monument for her. And there's a whole joke in there about how, like where I'm from, they say Salinas, and other people say Selena. So there's going to be a whole joke about how the pronunciation of that is as well. It's kind of Spanish jokes. Oliver will get it. But yeah, the Champion Hall of Badass and the Ratter game kind of builds off of that hallway as well.
People are going to get a lesson to be bilingual. I'm lucky because I was like one of 4 or 5 white families in a completely Spanish neighborhood. So I learned a ton of Spanish growing up because that's the general population of who I was around and the majority of my friends. So this is going to be interesting for people. And even if people don't understand Spanish, they're going to get the feel of what it is she's saying. So this is great.
Yeah, I feel the need to have the Spanish in there kind of, and that's one thing I didn't really get to do in the books because I was afraid of the reader going, "Oh, I can't understand this." But to get the emotion of the character, the Spanish had to be there because you can't translate Spanish emotion into English. It doesn't work. My wife will say something, and I'll go, "What does that mean?" And she goes, "I don't even know how to translate that because it doesn't." And if you do, it doesn't make his sense in English. It's like, well, what the hell does that even mean? So the Spanish wasn't needed, and it's going to force people to either pull up Google Translate or start learning some Spanish.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's bound to learn something, but definitely with the comic book art, you can definitely get more of a feel of the emotion than you would a traditional novel.
Yeah, it was really hard writing AIRITH as a character on paper is so hard to do because she's complex and she's angry, but she's not at the same time. And she's just always fucking irritated. Like she's always irritated. And it's hard to constantly write in the book. AIRITH's irritated, AIRITH's irritated, AIRITH. But when you can do dialogue and facial expressions and she's always rolling her eyes or she's got her nose up in the air, it's easy to get that. And to have a Latina's emotion in a book is impossible. You got to show it because you could look at a Latina and if you're about to die or if you're about to get a hug. So you have to show that in a comic book.
Let's see. Let's keep scrolling down here. I just don't want to move too fast. I want everyone to get a good look at all of this artwork and some of the things that are written here.
Yeah, and it's just a lot of these conversations are just pulled from conversations we had from friends or stuff that someone have said. Earlier, when I was talking to my buddy Dalen on his show, he was asking how where did you get the inspiration from Rafa? And I said, it was all the gringos that I knew from high school. We would just say the dumbest stuff. They would just diarrhea of the mouth. And I had to do that with the dialogue in AIRITH. He's always just talking without thinking. And AIRITH is just always irritated with the words that are coming out of his mouth.
I mean, I think that's me all the time with everyone, especially the dudes on Death Curse. I mean, this sounds like something I would say to one of them. I'll shove a sword up one of your asses. They know it. So they know it.
Yeah. And editing myself too. I had the first book, I really held back on editing the dialogue. So I didn't know how far of a line I could cross with words. And once tape 2 hit, people are saying, dude, don't edit yourself. Go full balls to the walls with the dialogue. Don't, if people are offended, then that's their problem. This is your story. And I'm kind of sticking true with that. There's some content that I wrote off saying I can't write that. And now I brought it back going, you know what? People are either going to laugh or they're going to get mad. I can't control that. I can't be afraid of the expression of what I'm trying to do here.
No, exactly. There are going to be people that love your stuff. There are going to be people that absolutely love it. There are going to be people that don't like it. However, you need to be true to yourself and the product that you want to produce.
Right.
You'll find your audience. You will find your audience. There is an audience out there for everyone. We have a lot of, it looks like you're building a lot of the story up within this book here for the third book.
This kind of is going to be the introduction of the main plot for, I would say, 80% of the book. And then it just kind of, the story just kind of changes as the book goes through. The plot constantly changes, but this is kind of the meat and potatoes of the whole book. Tape 2 is definitely the Empire Strikes Back of AIRITH.
That makes sense. So we can tell here, I mean, at least my prediction is there's something with this mother character here. Yeah. She is not what people may seem to be, and AIRITH must be on to something. So, I'm just going to leave my speculation out of it.
Yeah, Mother is a character that people are going to really hate because she's pretty evil. But once they start learning more about her backstory, they're going to feel it. You start getting her suffering, kind of all the suffering that she's gone through. So you're kind of conflicted of, should I really hate her for how she acts because of everything that's happened? But then you're kind of like, she's bad though. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do. It gets really dark. I've said it before on a lot of shows. This comic book does get pretty damn dark, even though it's lighthearted right now. There's a lot of funny parts. It is a lot of, I don't want to try to get touchy-feely and all that stuff, but it is a lot of traumatic stuff that I dealt with through my life to express through this story. And that was another thing I was fighting myself on. How dark do I let this go? Like, do I turn people off with how dark this goes? And I just said, you know what? Again, they're either going to like it or not like it, but it does get really, really, really dark.
I think it's important, like I said, stay true to you. This is your project. This is your baby. You're going to find your audience. You will find your audience, and that's the thing about being a creator. Creators get to take their own life experience and express it however they want to through whatever medium. And I think you're doing fine at doing this. So keep at it. Don't, you have nothing to doubt in yourself right now. I mean, so as far as progress goes, you're done with the story, done with the concept art storyboard, 30% of the way done with the inking, 20% of the way done with the coloring.
Right.
So essentially you're just waiting for that to be done. What's the time frame on that? Do you think it's going to be?
So we're padding printing to October, but we're hoping to have it shipped out in September. I just love to have padding. So I under promise, over produce has kind of always been my way when it comes to production. I've dealt with printing my whole life, and you can set a date and it either is really early or it's really, really late.
All right. So I love this here. Before you even unlock the goals, you let everyone know what they're getting. So do you want to go over this with everybody and explain?
Yeah. So my whole thing is I want to let people know that indie comics is just not dudes sitting in their basements writing a couple of pages and hoping it gets printed out. There's some high-end creative dudes. Last night on Bancroft, you had Jason on there. That dude with Octopus Cowboy or Octopus Outline. I'm going to feel so bad not remembering the title. That dude's artwork is amazing, and no one really knew about him. And there's people out there that are producing higher quality art, higher quality products than anything that DC or Marvel has put out in years. And I think it's, due diligence for us as creators to let readers know that we're taking stuff to another level. And my promise to them is not only do we want to give them an awesome writing and awesome artwork, but we want to let them know that the paper quality that we're giving them isn't part of an unlock. Right out the bat, you're getting the top quality paper because that's what I would want. The covers are always going to have either a foil coating or something cool to them to kind of give them something different. Perfect bound, always signed. I don't feel like we should charge someone for a signature. I have nothing against people who do that. It's just I want to give people as much bang for their buck. And then we will always give them a collector's box and always have 2 or 3 pieces of swag within that collector's box. And that's a guaranteed, all of our standard editions. Whenever you buy an AIRITH comic, that's what you're getting. That is our basic as will go.
The quality of this was amazing. I mean, it is better than most of our, Marvel and DC quality that they're putting out. I can attest to that because I'm in stores weekly. This is a lot higher quality. The paper that you use, the thickness of it, I mean, the interior. I mean, this will be in the catch-up box for anyone that's going to be backing that when they back tape 2. It's an add-on. We'll get there, I promise. I just want to give enough time to get everything done. So we got the tiers now. All right, your basic tier. I mean, this is a lot for a basic tier.
Right. Yeah. Again, I just want people to feel they're getting their money's worth and know that we're not a catch and release or money grab brand. I want to make something that people really love and enjoy and give them a full experience and not just a comic book. And it's almost me proving myself that I'm not just this dude who came out of nowhere to want to make comics to make quick money. I want to make some cool stuff for you to enjoy. And for $25, I was told to price this at 45, and I'm like, no way. There's just no way. That, I mean, yeah, the profit margins would be awesome, but I just feel dirty doing that because I want people to read it. Yeah, and I want people to read it. I want people to enjoy what I'm creating. I don't want to gatekeep to people who can only afford $45 for, kind of. I was being told, well, this is a collector's edition right here, and I was like, no, this is our basic. So the retail value on this, we priced it out. If I was selling this in a store, is around $55, and we just said, screw it, 25. Let's get it out the gate. Let's get readers out there. Let's get fans. I'd rather have 100 diehard fans than a couple hundred people that can afford this that are just going to buy it once and then never come back for tape 3.
Amen. So then when we move up a tier to high standards here, you're getting everything in your basic box. But now, all of this, I mean, holy crap. I mean, I know you must have this on hand. So if you have any of this stuff, you want to show it off? Pull it up. I'll navigate off screen for 1 second.
So one thing I don't have the air fresheners yet because we haven't figured out a scent yet. So we're kind of smelling all the scents until we figure out which one we want. The big one is the NES cartridge that will be coming with that one. And it's not a real game. It's just, it's a collector's item, but it will come with the dust cover too as well. You are getting the collector pins. We're going to do these for every issue, collector pins. That's just for that one. And then we're working on the dance cards for the Farrah. So that'll be kind of a shake card. And we based that from one of Shakira's video. We had her do a Shakira dance. So that's what we have. Well, that's what we have on that tier. And I have more stuff once we get down to more tiers as well.
Are you going to hate me if I take your cartridge and try to make it into a flask?
No, that's an awesome idea. That would be cool.
I want to make it into a flask. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find a way to make it a flask.
That'd be cool.
Put my booze in it. Sneak it around. Let's get back to this here.
You just have to seal it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, literally. I'm going to drill a hole in it. I'll find a way. I'm crafty like that. So, all right, we have the collector's edition here. I mean, let's go back up. That's the metal print there.
Right. So you'll get the signed metal print. Yeah. So you get the signed metal print from which was done by Esquivo, the artwork, and then was colored by our main artist. And then you'll get the 3D printed swizzle stick.
Let me see. Do you have that up here?
I got that right there.
That is freaking awesome. I love that. I'm a girl that loves swords.
It's not tiny. It's a decent size print, and it's really detailed. And then you'll get the chibi sticker set in there as well. And these came out really cool. These came out way cooler than I thought they were going to be. Nicole, who does our chibi artwork, really killed it on that one. So that's the $70 tier. You get a lot more for for what we were told we should do. We had people telling us that are campaign, I don't know, managers, I guess, saying that we're giving too much. Oh yeah, dude.
No, I think you are doing the most, and people should be eating this up. This is one of the best deals for a campaign. I want the swizzle stick. I feel like somehow that's like, I feel like my death curse guys right there, though, if I have it, they're going to make it into some kind of penis joke on me.
Well,
you know?
the funny thing is it actually is a penis joke. So
Okay.
my buddy Brad, who is actually Todd Boy in the comic. We used to own a magazine about 20 years ago, and he said something, and someone said, you can't say that word. He's like, oh, I'll just call it a swizzle stick. And it just stuck the whole time. And everyone, anytime they mention their penis, they say swizzle stick. So when we were thinking of a name for this, we were like, oh, dragon, whatever, skull thing, something everyone would think the name would. And I go, wait a minute. I'm going to name it after Brad's penis, swizzle stick. That's what we're going to name this thing. So yeah, so it is a penis joke. They're already ahead of the curve.
Death Curse, we already love you on here, okay? We already love you on here. You are our kind of people for sure, 100%.
Jizzle stick. Oh man.
Yeah, the dong jokes and everything are gonna start coming on. You're gonna get like dong cheetle and everything now. I started it.
Go. El Padrino, ¿cómo está, señor?
Padrino is the man. He is a talented artist.
Yeah,
himself.
That dude is. Yeah, those guys. That whole page one, their team is just. And because knowing Esquivo before he joined on, just the amount of talent those dudes have. I've always said, anytime I talk about Esquivo, I'm glad that I was able to get him to do our mini comic now before he's 4-figure per page artist. Because I know that dude is going to be the next thing. Yeah,
yeah.
Ridiculous. I've said that his drawing, he comes at it in a scientific manner. Every movement he does is purposeful. It has a meaning, and it connects what he's doing 10 steps ahead. It's watching a dude play chess, but drawing. It's insane. I love that dude. He's awesome.
Oh yeah, I think he's extremely talented. I retweet his art all the time. Yeah. I can't even believe that you got him on a project.
I can't wait to see what these dudes are doing. If they got him, Padrino, oh God, why can't I say his name? Guys, correct me. Who's the main artist? Not David Finch. He did the cover, but Jason, is that the name? But if you've seen his work, those guys, that's top. They're all top tier.
The Dragon Rage dudes. Yeah, that was book was sick. Yeah. Yeah, he is the GOAT, dude. Yeah. Thank you, Padrino, for correcting me there. So let's see. This is your highest tier here, I believe. Correct?
Yeah, and that's the heavy metal. And you'll get what's added there is we're actually printing the front and back cover on metal, and it will be the Esquivo cover on there as well. So we figured that would be the top tier we could do.
I mean, this is unreal. This is unreal. Who wouldn't back? I mean, back in this top tier, this is like a no-brainer, honestly.
And I was surprised at the amount of people that have backed it. I was like, dang, okay. And it's kind of a double-edged sword, because now with tape 3, I got to figure out how to top all this stuff. And we're starting to work. We're probably going to do the chibis and turn them into the Funko Pop characters for tape 3. I think that's what we're going to do to kind of outdo everything.
So add ketchup. I'm going to show everyone what add ketchup is here because I have it in my hand. So why not? You're going to get this. Sorry, my lighting sucks, guys, but you're going to get this beautiful book. This is beautiful, high quality. I mean, look at how gorgeous this coloring is. I don't want to spoil this book, but thank you, Spencer. You're a doll. my producer behind the scenes. But it's gorgeous quality. The color alone, I mean, this is gorgeous.
Yeah, that's what's
Then
cool
we
about
have our
having
pin.
Nicholas, because he does the concept work, he does the line work, he does the inking, and he does the coloring, and on top of that, he does the lettering. So it's just to have full control over it. He's just been able to create a really awesome product for me as far as the visuals go.
Even your stickers they're a really nice quality. This is not like a cheap sticker.
No,
It's
we want
nice.
it to last.
It's vinyl.
Yeah, we want it to last as long as possible. It's my wife, her clothing company, she gives out stickers, and she really spends money on the quality of packaging for her customers. And I said, I need to use your stickers, but for my double rainbow death punch, and they came out like awesome. And we have some outside that have still not burnt off from the UV.
I can believe it, because I can tell with that kind of texture and that thickness, it should be fine to weather most conditions. All right. So I know this is sold out on your website right now, correct?
Right. So we ordered enough prints, because I'm not going to reprint tape 1 once it's gone. So I printed enough going into the second campaign. I wasn't expecting Eric July to share. I wasn't expecting the Bancroft bump from when we were selling the comic. And I just started selling too many. And I was like, crap, I need to hold at least 250 for the campaign. So I put only 10 up on the website. Those sold out. And now I've kept the rest to make sure that people can do the catch up. Because I feel that the people who are supporting the campaign, they're supporting the dream. So they should be the one that get those first.
You're very customer focused, and I love that about you. It's important that anyone that is the creator make sure that they are catering to their customer base. That is who you want to make happy. So that says a lot about you.
Yeah, it's coming from, I've been in product development, project manager, and then just running companies, knowing that customer base is key. It's not, product is great, but you need to make sure that if the customer base is happy, they do the marketing for you. They do everything for you, and you spend less money on all this stuff and not have to worry about marketing and targeting when you have a fan base dedicated to do all the, word of mouth for you. It's a lot easier.
And that is how things get around, is word of mouth. And I wish more people understood that. They don't understand. Having a project like this, it can either make you or break you. This is going to make you, okay? I can guarantee that. I can attest to the quality of your stuff.
I was so nervous the day before launching. I was going, you know what? If this fails, what do I do? Because it's something I'm just so invested in. I want to keep doing this for years and years, and just keep showing people there's the complexity of the story and the complexity of the backstories that we have planned. But you always have that sense of failure with anything. It's nervousness. And I mean, we keep getting people, throwing money at this thing. So I think we'll hit it. I think we'll do better than what we were expecting.
This appeals to so many different people. This appeals to men. This appeals to women. This appeals to people from different cultural backgrounds. It's going to appeal to even your anime crowd. I can guarantee you. Just everything that you have going on. So I'm guessing that you might have some of your unlocks with you.
Yeah, I have. Let me see here. I have our standee right now, which I hope that we hit this, because this just came out really cool. You can see the AIRITH on the bottom. This was done by a dude who lives in Japan. I always forget his name because his handle name is ATK something. And I never asked for his name. I need to ask for his name. But I think he did, his idea of what AIRITH would look like in his style is just really awesome. And if we hit that unlock, everyone will get this. So it's a pretty big unlock to get it for free if we hit the $8,000 unlock. And then the other unlock, I have the patch, but I show a picture of it. It's the one that is actually on the back of my jacket now.
I'll pull it up. Give me 1 second. Let me just switch back over here.
I'm hoping we get there too, because the patches, I would love everybody rocking a double rainbow death punch patch. And it's a 6-inch patch. It's high detail, high quality, and it's just like a dream to one day walk down the street and someone else having a double rainbow death punch patch on their back or on their pants or something. And we plan on doing more patches too. Like people have always, they say, oh, what are you creating? I said, I'm creating a gang. I want to create the double rainbow death punch gang. I want to see people at Comic-Con with their cutoff Levi friggin' jackets with the pins from the boxes with the patches on and rolling in like a gang. I think that would just be the coolest, biggest dream to come true, to actually have a gang called Double Rainbow Death Punch.
You're going to get it. People are going to walk up to you and be like, gang, gang. Watch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. So then you have a mini series that you're working on here. It looks like, right? And you're getting more stuff done.
Yeah.
By,
so for 15,000, we're already making this comic book no matter what. Just to have the opportunity to work with Esquivo I've been stalking that dude's Instagram for over a year. Just something about his art is nostalgic to me from the comics I read when I was a kid. And I said, I got to work with this dude. And I finally messaged him and like, hey man, well, I didn't know how to message him. I found out he was Puerto Rican. My wife's Puerto Rican. So I was like, perfect. All you got to do is tell a Puerto Rican, Puerto Rican, and you're in. So I said, hey man, my wife's Puerto Rican. I've been watching you for a long time. I would love to work on a comic book with you. And he said, hell yeah. And he did a cover, the variant cover for us, some artwork for us. And now we're going to do this mini series. And I just got to lock him in now before he's just too damn expensive. So we're doing this 12-page mini series that goes into two pretty big characters, Todd Boy and Mox. And it kind of tells the story of how they first met. And it's going to be the launching pad because they have some really cool adventures. Mox turns into this rock star who owns the death races, and Todd Boy actually goes, once he escapes a certain thing, I won't give the story away, he goes to one of the towns in Home City, beats up all the officials by himself, and takes over the city himself single-handedly. So there's a lot of cool adventures for them to have as well. I just hope they don't overshadow AIRITH.
I don't think it will. I think it's going to add on. It's going to be an asset because essentially what you're doing is a prequel and a background story. So it's going to add on to what is currently going on.
Right. And we just want to have fun. These guys are dudes I've known for. Todd Boy, my buddy Brett, I've known him since I was like 4 or 5. He was actually my older brother's friend, and we ended up being best friends throughout the year. So we have a lot of stories that we get to do with the Todd Boy and Mox adventures.
And then you're doing a live action poster. You don't have that up yet, though.
No, we're gonna do. We've already booked the models. We're getting the costumes made. Some cosplay costumes made. We're gonna really dump a lot of money into this, but we want a really cool live action poster.
You're gonna get it done. You will get it done. And then we have the add-ons, which I'm loving all of your add-ons here. You have the chibi shirts here. These are great.
Where'd they go? Yeah, we got a couple of test printed. They came out really good. The color's good on them. It has like the old 90s silk screen feel to them. They're soft. The shirts are soft. We don't go cheap on the shirts. We don't do like $1 shirts. We actually spend more of the $4 or $5 shirts. So people are getting the real high quality materials.
I can attest to that. I'm wearing one of them right now. It is very high quality. So, and they're pre-shrunk too, I want to say, because this was accidentally thrown in the dryer on high. And usually when that happens, it looks like it could fit a newborn baby and it won't fit me, but this stayed fine. So it's very well made. I love the exclusive shirts that you have here.
Yeah, they were from the last campaign and that didn't happen. So one of our backers, who was a backer for the last campaign, said they backed because of the t-shirt, and they saw that we weren't offering it. I was like, well, hell, you backed us last time. To say a thank you, let's throw these back up. And they nabbed them. So these are the Transform shirts, and we'll just keep them for, exclusive just for the Indiegogo guys, just to, again, as a thank you. Hey, you're supporting our campaign. We're going to give you things that only you can get here. So, if this thing does explode, they can say, hey, I got the Transform shirt that you can't get anymore.
Smart thinking. You're not going the Keanu Reeves route. So, all right, let's go down to this metal variant. This is absolutely gorgeous. I love this artwork. It's beautiful.
So, and it's for the people, if you can't afford the heavy metal collector's edition, allows you to buy the basic and get the metal print at the same time. We're really excited to get these printed, just to have this artwork on, and it's going to basically look the same as, this is a metal print right here. It's going to feel the same, have the same shine to it, the same weight. So we're really excited to get those things to the printer, and we can show them off soon.
It's going to be sick. I mean, it took a lot. I mean, how long did it take for you to come up with all of this? Or is this something you were planning since tape 1?
So we had a lot of this planned from tape 1, but a lot of this stuff just kind of fell into place about 4 or 5 weeks ago when we found out that we have a very large comic printer about 20 minutes from us that I had no idea about. And I walked into their office, and it was literally walking into heaven with the amount of paper and metal and the ability of the stuff that they can print and do. It was just freaking awesome. And it opened up so many damn doors of what we can and can't do now.
That's amazing. Look at the hollow pixel chrome, everybody. I love a chrome cover. It takes me back to like the early 90s X-Men stuff that I collected as a kid. I love it.
Yeah, so this stuff is really, it's the pixels, the way they dance on the chrome, it's trippy as hell. And when I saw that, I was like, I need to do that.
I think that was a wise idea. And the artist that did this one,
that's Mel. Mel
yeah.
Henry, I think is her last name. I mean, she's gonna kill me for not being able to pronounce her last name. Yeah, Henry.
Henning.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, but then again, I get a Massachusetts accent, so
yeah.
But no, she did an amazing job too. I mean, I think you made really good choices in the people that you chose to produce your artwork and work with overall.
Well, it
No
was another way
half-assed shit.
It was another way to showcase. She's an artist that hasn't got a lot of, like people haven't talked a lot about her. And I was like, hey, dude, we need to throw you on a variant on something that's going to get published. You need to get more work. And I just I really want to use AIRITH as a way to get people to come on board, get some artists that aren't known, just so they have a way of getting something published that should be published because they're badass.
I think that is amazing to give other people that opportunity. That shows a lot about your character as a human being. So, and then we have a lottery here. So you're randomly giving some backers some things. Backers have a chance to win some stuff.
Right. We're going to do
50 backers.
And I just snapped that off. So we're going to do the AIRITH print, hand painted. We'll give some of those away. We got the Todd Boy, print. And then we also have the Rafa print as well. So those will all be randomly thrown into people's boxes, 50 of them.
That's a pretty high number for just a random giveaway.
We ended up printing. We got a little crazy with the 3D printer when we started testing it out, and we ended up with a lot of 3D prints.
And then you have the soundtrack here. So, do you want me to play some of this? Just a little bit.
That's fine. Yeah. That was just a sample of the girl who's going to be singing the next soundtrack for us. We're doing 5 heavy metal covers of 5 different Fleetwood Mac songs.
Oh, that's awesome. I love Fleetwood Mac.
So that's going to be pretty. That's going to be pretty interesting. And then we have the tape 1 soundtrack. If anybody wants to listen to on Spotify or on YouTube, they can just search AIRITH Saga and it's there. And
Melissa Medina is the one that does the voice of AIRITH, correct?
Yeah. So she does all the voiceover for us, and she does the singing for if it's AIRITH. And then if you buy something on AIRITH.com, we actually send a video of her dressed as AIRITH saying, thank you for your purchase. Your order is in process right now. So it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. She actually has a very gorgeous voice.
Yeah, she's an opera singer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. So let's go over the team here. We have you. first and
Yeah.
foremost. We have a dude playing a dude pretending to be another dude.
It's my favorite lines from Tropic Thunder.
I was going to say, isn't that from You read my mind.
Only real
All right.
Nice.
So I am going to butcher this man's name.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Nicholas Colasiti.
Yeah,
Colasiti.
I cannot do the double T's. It's impossible for me. And I've always told him, like, dude, I will not say your last name on a stream. And he laughs. So we just call him NC. That's his name in chat. That's his name on all of our message boards. So I just say NC. I can't mess that up.
Right. And he's your main illustrator. He's the one that did all of the interiors, and
Yep.
you do the cover of the main book as well.
Yeah, the box designs. He did the Double Rainbow Death Punch sticker designs. He does everything that if it's not variant or outside of the box, he does everything.
All right. Holy crap, he's only 22.
Yeah, right.
And then he's doing your variant stuff here, and then the side story there, your little prequel. Here's your inker. It's good to give credit to your inkers. That is cool. Is that an NFT? Did you really come with an NFT?
Yeah, we had buddies who wanted some NFTs of AIRITH, so we made them, and a couple got bought. And we have a couple still in inventory if anybody likes NFTs.
All right. All right. I guess there's a favor to ask here.
Yeah. Yeah,
want to claim it?
I've written an episode with the darkness in it, and I really would love to get them to approve it. And we wanted to call the episode, I believe in a thing called Tacos. And I have their characters written out, and they're really cool characters. And I'm trying to just get everyone to bug Justin, the lead singer, to contact us so we can get permission to use the darkness in one of the episodes.
Yeah, contact him. Tell him he's a dignified sex fox.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, everyone. That's your job after backing this book. So we have all your social media, but before I close out, is there anything else on the campaign that we haven't showed, or have I gone through everything?
Yeah, so we have the cosplay contest, $200 cash prize. Then you also get you can just go to airith.com/cosplay. So first prize will be $200 Visa card, 2 heavy metal collector editions. I think there's something else. Then we have a second and third place. First place will also be on the back cover of tape 3 as part of the comic.
And that's on this website right here, correct?
Yeah, airith.com/cosplay.
I believe I'm sharing, so give me 1 second. So is it? What if I search? Would it be in cosplay, or is this just sure that's going to come up?
Yeah. There you go.
There we go. Let me click on this so we can see it. Anyone that knows any cosplayers, tweet this out.
Yeah, we just want to have fun. I thought it would be cool to get the cosplay community in on this, and then actually see what we get. If we get some really cool AIRITHs, or God, if someone wants to try to do Mother once they see what she looks like, and throw that on the back of the cover for the next tape. I think it'd be really awesome.
Every time you say Mother, all I hear is Danzig.
Now you're knowing where I got the name from and idea from.
Okay, we officially love you here at Death Curse. I'm just going to say.
My first vinyl I ever bought was a Misfits vinyl.
Okay.
That was my first vinyl that I ever had. And just, yeah, Danzig is, he's not human. We know that for sure already.
Oh, definitely not a human being. He's definitely some type of alien from a different universe.
Right.
All right. So these are your other merchandise that you have up here, your other t-shirts. I mean, right now I'm wearing your Tacos Over Vatos shirt here. So, I mean, we have our double rainbow death punch. We have your official AIRITH logo. Your pinche gringo.
Which is
Radas mofongo. And then we have because I don't want to eat up all your time this evening.
Oh, you're fine.
Your game.
Which is what we're currently working on. It's going to take a while, but we're currently working on it.
Let's see. So let's take a quick look here.
So we got the concept art, and it's the same artist. It's Nicholas NC who does all the concept art for the video game.
This is gorgeous. And what kind of game is this going to be?
So it's
RPG.
Take like Mario Kart and Street Fighter and slap them together. This is my favorite part of the level. So on the right you have Freddie Mercury. On the left you have Kurt Russell. Do you remember Neverending Story?
Yes, that's what I was going to say. It looked like. That's fucking
So we
awesome.
took that, and on one side you have Freddie, the other side you have Kurt. And so then the racing game, we wanted to add the environment aspect. So you have to go through here, and depending on how much power-ups you have, how much badassery you've gotten to this point will depend if you get lasers shot at you, just like the Neverending Story. So we just had to add that in here.
I mean, this almost reminds me of like Borderlands in a way, like the visual aspects of it.
So we got all the concept art done for the first level. A lot of the 3D models done. We're kind of go back and redoing some of the level design. But I think in August we'll be able to start showcasing some of the level. There's a lot of work that goes into video games, and we're only working with 2 guys on this. NC doing all the concept work, and we have 1 guy doing all the modeling, all the level design, and then like all the programming. So it takes a long time.
I can't even imagine. So what are you thinking for a time frame for this video game? What are you thinking?
We're probably going to try to do a crowdfund in September or October, depending on how far we get on the level design.
Okay.
And it also depends on how far we are in the card game too. So it's kind of, we're just seeing where the cards land when we get to August.
You are covering everything. There is something in your universe for everyone. Everyone. There is something for everyone. You've covered every single area that I think that you could cover as far as products go. That's
the goal. I'm a workaholic, and I just have to keep building and creating. I'm just having a lot of fun with AIRITH. There's just so much that you can do with this product. So we're really hoping to get the video game out here soon, hoping to get the board game out here soon, and hoping to get more products. One of the things we've been sharing is trying to bring the plushies back. We were going to do this when we had the animated series, kind of fell through, but now I'm working with another manufacturer in Mexico to get these guys to come back.
This is very impressive. All right. I think to close this out, I want to just say, what from your Tape 1 campaign, what was it about that campaign did you take and apply to this campaign to make everything different? What was the biggest thing that you learned?
The biggest thing that I learned from the campaign 1 and now was figure out how to launch a campaign. I didn't even search streamers. I didn't even know there was shows out there that promoted campaigns. I literally just made a campaign and clicked launch and thought, Indiegogo, people just are shown these campaigns and people might like it and they'll click the support. Some people did. Obviously, the people who did support it, they came back and bought Tape 1 once it was on the website. But what I've learned now is the launch of the campaign is like 90% of the campaign. Yeah, it's putting it together, having perks. I mean, that's kind of the easy part, the creative part. But to be lining up shows and lining up, having everything preloaded beforehand. And it showed the first 48 hours, we hit 33%. I did more in 48 hours than we did for the 30 days of our first campaign. So, I mean, that's just proof right there that lining up, people like you to promote it, you guys are kind of like the lifeline of campaigns right now. So getting on the shows and making sure those are lined up before you launch and not hitting the launch button before going on your launch show. I learned that this campaign. Launch by accident.
Any advice you'd give to anybody that's starting with as far as making merchandise and doing the product that you do? Because I know people must be interested in that.
don't worry about the pricing, worry about the quality, and then present it to people, and they'll understand why your campaigns need $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 to be funded. So don't worry if something, your price difference is 45 cents or $1. Just do it the best you can, the highest quality you can. The people will see it and they will pay for it. They want to buy quality stuff. And I think seeing some of the campaigns recently, again, the guys from 656, that their stuff's high quality and people paid for it. Jose Garcia, people paid for it. I mean, everyone is buying the high quality stuff and they're not complaining about it. They love it.
Yeah, exactly. Quality is everything. That and having just a great storyline and great art as well. Is there anything else that you want everybody to know about this campaign, about AIRITH? I mean, now's your time to shine.
Just I'm like super jazzed that everyone has supported. If everyone could just spam the damn campaign, I promise you, if we get this campaign funded, the next campaign is going to be even crazier. And I promise we'll get a cool video game out. We'll get a cool card game out, and we'll get a cool animated series out. Just spam for me, please. And if anybody has any shows or anything that want to put me on, DM me. I'm down to get on anybody's show.
Definitely. That is amazing. Thank you so much for coming on. If you just want to let everyone know where to follow you at before we head off of here.
Yeah, everything is AIRITH Saga. So Instagram, AIRITH Saga, Twitter, AIRITH Saga, YouTube, just search AIRITH Saga, and listen to our Spotify. We need to get some more listens, because then we get picked up by playlists, and that helps us out actually a lot, believe it or not.
All right, guys, I want to see everybody back this book. And if you're not going to back this book, at least take the time to retweet the Indiegogo and share some of the links. All right. Everybody have a great evening. I'm going to sign off for now. Until next time. Later, dudes.